What's up, everybody? Eric here with another EWE Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Blue Beetle. Before we get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you want me to review next. But yeah, first off, sorry for not having this review out earlier. My original plan was to do the review the day after I watched the film. However, got really busy those days, had a lot of events having to go to. And the day I did plan to do the review Sunday, I lost my voice. So today's the first day I actually feel really good enough to actually do this review. So sorry for the wait, but yeah, this is Blue Beetle. This is the new superhero film from DC. It has a PG-13 rating, release date of August 18, 2023, with the budget of $104 million. Now, with the budget of $104 million, I think it needs to at least make like $250 million to make back its to actually be considered a success or break even. So I'm hoping it's able to do that so we can get a sequel, but I don't know for this film. The director of this film is Ángel Manuel Soto. The cast includes Zolo Maridueña, Bruna Marquezini, Raúl Max Trujillo, Susan Sarandon, George Lopez, Belisa Escobedo. So that's the main cast, in my opinion, for this film. It has a runtime of 127 minutes, which, you know, I don't like long films. It's slightly on the long side, and I watched this in Dolby format. And for those of you wondering, it does have a post-credit and mid-credit scene, so don't go away after the credits start rolling. So the plot of this film is that young Jaime Reyes just graduated from college, comes back home, and when he's trying to go get a new job, he ends up getting in possession of the Scarab. Now, the Scarab is an alien artifact, I guess you'd call it, that has immense power, and it will grant the host abilities unlike anything they could ever imagine. Now, Victoria Cord wants the Scarab in order to make a bunch of super soldiers using technology, basically like making pseudo scarabs using its code. But she wants it for her own selfish purposes, while Jaime kind of just wants to make sure nothing bad happens. He just wants to make sure things are good. So he needs to stop her. Alright, so that's the basic plot. It's a normal plot, guys. It's not anything that's special when it comes to movies. So let me go into my thoughts about it before people go like, oh, that seems very basic plot. It's not a very complex plot. It's the first movie the first superhero movie introducing. If you go watch and check all of them out, most of them are very basic. Alright, so my thoughts on the film. They try to be very funny with some stuff in this film, and at times it works and at times it doesn't. For me, it was just like, oh, you're trying to be too funny, but you just had something very serious happen. It's like, I don't know if I'd go that route. I think you need to pick a lane a little bit more. Not saying that you can't be funny, but it was trying a little bit too hard. And I think that kind of like diverged of where the film was going. And seeing how the film to me is already slightly too long, I would have cut at least 15 to 20 minutes off the film. I felt like a lot of those scenes kind of just like go in there. I'm like, I don't necessarily need you. Even though I love the scenes, it was great. I'm just like, I don't know if it was really needed for the story. So another thing about that is the movie's a little bit too formulaic, like I've been talking about, where it's like you're able to guess things way too soon. And it's okay like to be able to like predict things in a movie, but when it's like so much foreshadowing too soon, like you're gonna be able to figure out what the mid-credit scene is like pretty early into the film, and I thought that was a detriment to the movie. It's like, oh no, you don't make it to the point where we're like, we already know what it's gonna be. It's like, make that be a surprise. But here it did not feel like a surprise. It felt like, oh, that's exactly where you're going. That, and another thing now with this is Victoria Cord. The character itself seems too much like a substitute Lex Luthor, and I'm not sure that's really a good thing to have. It's like, I wish it would have been a little bit more unique. It's just another rich billionaire that wants more power, and it's just like, she just didn't work for me. Even her right-hand man, he wasn't that interesting. He had a nice story, and I did like what they did with him, but it was just like, I didn't need that. I was like, I would have wished they did something else. Especially when like the idea is, oh, she's just trying to make pseudo scarabs, and you kind of can figure out where that's gonna go. All right, guys. So that's the bad. Like I said, this bad is just me being a little bit nitpicky. I don't think it's like horrible, like it ruins the movie, but it's just being nitpicky. So the good. I thought this movie had good action. I did like when we eventually do see Jaime fight, regardless of what he's fighting. I think seeing the Scarab do stuff, I thought was really cool. The idea is very similar to like the Green Lantern, like, oh, it can do constructs. but the Scarab just makes its body just turn into whatever Jaime can imagine. So any weapons he wants to use, the Scarab can make them. He can decide if he's going to make a weapon that's going to actually kill someone, or weapons that are just made to disarm. That was a really cool thing to have right there. Though I am pretty sure Jaime kills a bunch of people. Even though the movie's going to say, oh no, he just hurt them. It's like, probably killed them. So I really like that. And also the Scarab itself, it eventually has like consciousness known as Kaji. And it's really cool to see when Kaji and Jaime start to become one. It's like, oh, this is really cool. I can't wait to see what they do with this, because I think it can be something special when we eventually get to that. All right, guys. So another thing is, I'm hoping we get a future installment with Jaime. I think this is a movie that can easily get that. I'm not sure if it's going to get a direct sequel, but I could see Jaime being in the DCU going forward. He could easily be like a Teen Titans team or something like that, even though he's over 20. But yeah, seeing that. So another thing I want to praise this movie for is, of course, I'm of Hispanic descent. I'm half Mexican, half Costa Rican. So for me, it was cool to see my culture in one of these superhero films, because I haven't gotten that yet. So it was really cool to get that. And I loved how they used the concepts of family and things that in Mexican culture, how we treat families. And I don't want to spoil things, but it was really cool to see how it was used in this film. And I really enjoyed it, and it might give me a bias towards this film, so just letting you know that, but I really enjoyed what I saw, and I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can with my score and everything else. But some of that might go through. Now, although I did say it's formulaic, that actually does help the film at times, because it's formulaic, but they do it with enough things that feel like, oh, that's refreshing. This isn't like every superhero movie I'm seeing on the market right now, because there's a lot of superhero films. I cannot deny that. It's a lot of films. So this one felt a little bit more refreshing. I actually enjoyed the way they used the city, the lights, and trying to say, well, this is what's going on in this part, this is what's going on over here. And it's like, I really liked how it was used. So those are my spoiler-free thoughts on the film, guys. I really want to know what you guys think, but let's now move on to my score. So I'm giving this an 8 out of 10 for great. Like I said, I really want to go watch the film again, because I want to see the stuff maybe that I missed the first time around. So yeah, I would say go watch this film. I recommend it 100%. I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this. Now, my next review is going to be either Gran Turismo or Strays. I'm going to try and watch both films this weekend, but I also have another busy week of doing stuff, so we'll see how that goes for me. Also, I need to do a review for Ahsoka, but I'm just going to do that first 2 episodes combined for that. But yeah, guys, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.